Pippin Redbeard. On my way up to the Indianapolis office for a meeting today. Good times. Smoking some plum pudding in the Morta, Vermont freehand. This was my pipe of choice today just because the going up and back, I'm going to spend a lot of time in the truck, probably have a few bowls, and the Morta you can do that with. Kind of like a meerschaum or a corn cob. I just really like the way this one clinches and it's light. And when I get home, I just have to make sure I don't have any extra carbon built up. It's good to go. Kind of towards the end of this bowl, really. Coffee, of course. You know what amazes me? How much money they spend on these interstates. This is Interstate 65. Northbound, southbound, doesn't really matter, actually the same. And they repave them every, I don't know how long, but I mean that costs a fortune. I don't remember how much that exactly was, but it's a lot of money. And how these highways aren't just smooth. They're pretty bumpy if you think about it for what it's supposed to be. I digress. Let's talk about consumerism. One of the things we try to do as a family is be intentional with who we patronize. We make our consumer decisions really based on what a certain service or product or company or retailer, what they support sometimes, or they don't support, or what policies they have in place, or anything like that. And I don't think a lot of people understand that you get enough of the market that that doesn't support a company for some kind of agenda. I mean, you can take that company down, really. And so there's a consequence for having a political ideology, in other words. Look at Chick-fil-A. How much they're attacked, right? But yet they have that, they did that one boycott where that was that day that people were not supposed to go to Chick-fil-A. And then instead of that, they had people just lined around the restaurants all across the nation. That's what I'm talking about. There's, car companies or retailers like Target or coffee places like Starbucks. Actually, Walmart, Starbucks, Sam's Club, all those are ones we've chosen to not patronize. Just because they've been outspoken with certain things that we just don't agree with, and we are choosing to use our money for other places. Who they give money to, like Target. We don't patronize Target. They're not they give money to so many organizations and causes and lobbyists that we absolutely despise. Won't do it. No. Walmart with this recent pandering and stuff, that just no. I'm not going to deal with it. And I don't even like Walmart to begin with, but I won't even go there now if I really, really need something. I mean, you know, if it was like 3 in the morning and there was absolutely no other place, sure, you know, but it's not. That's not that. It's not. I mean, Sam's Club. We were diehard Sam's Club people. Hundreds of dollars a month at Sam's Club. No more. No more. If enough people decide to take their money and patronize other establishments, you can make change happen. I mean, really, it's a big deal. At least they're not getting your $6-7 or whatever it is for a Starbucks cup of coffee. I mean, you know, you're not going to be the only one. And I'm using that as an example, by the way. I mean, not we don't actually do Starbucks either, but that's a big one for me. I used to be a gold card holder when I was traveling all the time. I mean, Starbucks are everywhere, so I don't know. So I'd spend, when I was working on the road, I don't know, $15 a day on Starbucks, $20 a day, just on Starbucks. I don't do that anymore. They don't get anything. Last decade, instead of buying $20 a day, over the last maybe it's 5 or 6 years. I don't remember when I quit, but maybe bought $20 worth. Over, you know, instead of $20 a day, it's $20 every 5 years. Does my little piddly thing like that matter? Well, yeah, it can. It adds up. So if other folks that are like-minded as you are choose to make better decisions with their money, you can make change happen. You know, if a place like Walmart panders to the gun control lobby, and all the people who are pro-gun, Second Amendment, that kind of thing, said, look, no, we're not going to shop. You know, you have millions of gun orders. If they all said, hey, we're not going to shop at Walmart anymore, you would make an impact on their bottom line, and they would have to do something different. They would. And timing matters. If you don't act on that right when they do something. So, like this whole Walmart thing that was like a while ago with the whole, we're not going to sell certain types of ammo and firearms anymore. You're not allowed to open carry. And people who didn't even know that, because they don't have that posted, didn't know there was a couple people that got banned from Walmart's nationwide. They had no idea that was banned. And they were in Walmart, the cops got called, got all this stuff. They didn't even let them check out. And there was a few people that did this. And it's like, they didn't know. So instead of having some leniency and stuff, they just got banned. That kind of stuff, And if all of you all who are pro-gun, Second Amendment would say no and stop, you would make a drastic impact on Walmart and Sam's Club for that matter. You would. I mean, I'm not saying every single purchase you make should be this well-researched, intentional thing. I don't have time for that. I doubt you do. But there are times when you get information and that should sway your buying. It should. If somebody came out and was like, I don't know, if a cigar brand suddenly decided they were going to do something silly. I really don't know. I've never seen any of them do these big public things, because most of them are smaller and they're not as active in that kind of thing. They're more lobbying to keep cigars like without being overly taxed and legal to smoke in some places, which is just ridiculous too. But anyway, the Peterson Dunhill stuff is available if you have not seen. Nightcap, early morning pipe, Elizabethan mixture. I think there's one of the Dunhill flakes. I don't remember I think it was Yacht Club. I don't remember. I like the Dunhill flake and the dark flake, the dark navy flake. I liked a lot. My wife hates the smell of that one though, so it wasn't something I bought a lot. But Nightcap, I liked Nightcap. It wasn't one of my favorite blends, but it was pretty good, and I like to have some on hand. Elizabethan mixture, though, was one of my favorite everyday vapors. So I'm really excited about having that back, so I can. And I haven't bought any yet. It's been a little tight around the household, just with all kinds of other stuff going on. But and I just bought a whole bunch of that Thanksgiving Day Pretty blend. I did. It's really good. It's really cool. So I bought a bunch of that, and I gotta wait. So looking forward to when I can getting some Elizabethan mixture for sure, and a couple tins of Nightcap to have on hand. That'll be cool. And from all the reports I've seen, other people trying them, it's the same. It's not like anything's different, so that's really cool. It's too loud if I don't do that. Let's see. Be a good consumer. Look for the Peterson blends that were Dunhill. If you have any questions about what I support, what I don't, please ask. I'll answer it. I'll run through the short list though. It's just really like Buffalo Wild Wings, don't go there. Panera Bread, don't go there. Target, Starbucks, Walmart, Sam's Club. I think that's really the main ones. I've actually stopped at hotel, like when I was traveling, I've stopped at a hotel, they had a no gun sign in it, and I walked away, canceled my reservation. Sometimes you can't help that, like, you know, it depends on where you're traveling to, too. If I'm in New York, that's not gonna. Indiana, though, if I'm up north somewhere. Chicago, obviously, is a no-go. Anyway, very happy to not support some of these places. For various reasons. Pipe and Redbeard. Later.